In this week's Torah portion, we learn about the power and the importance of being able to start all over again. Shalom, my friends. This is Akiva Gersh with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or want to keep the conversation going, please do so below in the comments. We're two Torah portions in now to the Torah, having just started it all over again last week with the Torah portion of Genesis, which is the first Torah reading of the book of Genesis. It's very exciting to be able to revisit these stories that go back thousands of years once again. And just again, last week on the Jewish holiday of Simchat Torah, we finished reading the Torah, and right away we started reading the Torah all over again with the creation story of the world. And we learned about Adam and Eve, and we learned about the Garden of Eden, and we learned about the beginning stories of this incredible, incredible, holy, special, and sacred book. And now we're in the second Torah portion, and we're learning about Noah. And we're learning about the fact that, unfortunately, the world went astray so quickly. Not that many generations, about 10 generations after Adam and Eve, Noah is living in the world, and the world has gone astray. They are involved with theft, and they're involved with disrespect, and they're involved with other things that are going against the original will and vision of God and what he saw for the world. And so God decides that we're going to start all over again. God decides to destroy what is and to start all over again with the one righteous person in the generation who is worthy of having the world renewed through him, and that is Noah, of course. And so Noah will be saved with his wife, with his three sons, their wives, and the rest of the world is going to be wiped out. It's a clean start. It's start all over again. It's pressing the reset button. And it's a really powerful thing, right? Because we think, God knows everything. God knows what's going to be. But also God gives and has given free will to humanity, to the humans. And with that free will, we can do amazing and wondrous and special things. And unfortunately, we can do the opposite. We can do the very, very destructive things. And that's what happened in these early generations, is that the human race used their free will to do things that were completely against God's will. And that's why God said, okay, we're going to start all over again. We're going to try again. And it's such a deep lesson for us, us beautiful but simple humans, right? If God can start all over again, so too we. To bring this idea into our lives, to go down a certain path and say, you know what, it's not working. I chose the wrong path. It's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm not going to get all down on myself. But I'm just going to walk back and take a new path. I'm going to start all over again. Right? If God can do it, how much more so can we do it as well? And through Noah, the world will be rebuilt. But it's a really powerful thing because God wanted the world to get better. God didn't want to destroy the world. And that's why God had Noah build the ark that would house him and all the animals and all the creatures and all the creations for all the days of the flood, which until the flood waters receded was about a year. But God had Noah build the ark for 120 years. 120 years. Can you imagine being involved with a building project for 120 years? We know, according to the Torah, according to the Hebrew Bible, people lived a lot longer back then. But why so long? He could have finished it in a few years, right? Why 120 years? And the reason is because God wanted people to see Noah build the ark and ask him questions. And when they asked him, "What are you doing? What is this thing you're building?" He would say, "Well, God has told us that He's going to flood the world. He's going to destroy the world, and this is to save me." And unfortunately, instead of being, "Oh my God, really? Wow, we should mend our ways. We should improve ourselves. We should change so we avert this disaster." Instead of that, they said, "Oh, come on, you're crazy. You're absolutely nuts. Nothing like that is going to happen." And of course it did. And after 120 years of building the ark, the rain started to come, both from the sky and from underneath the ground. These springs of water, hot springs of water, started bubbling up. The rains were coming down from the heavens, and it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, we know. And we see what happens, if there's 12 hours of excuse me, of an incredible storm, how many floods there are. Right? We see these images, unfortunately, around the world. Imagine 40 days of that, the world would be completely covered. And 40 is a very special number in Judaism. In the Torah, we see 40 days. Moses was on top of Mount Sinai, getting the Torah, 40 years of wandering on the desert, and 40 days and 40 nights of the flood. And 40 has a spiritual quality of being renewed, and the idea of renewal, of restarting, right? Of starting again, of starting a new chapter. In Judaism, there's something called a mikvah, which is a bath of water that is used for spiritual purification. And in order for that mikvah to be valid, kosher, so to speak, it needs to have 40 seah. Seah was an ancient unit of measure. It needed 40 of them, right? Again, the number 40, 40 linked with mikvah is this idea of a spiritual purification. So really we can understand when the world was flooded in the generation of Noah, it was as if the whole world was going through a mikvah, a spiritual purification, right? Going into the mikvah and then coming out a different world. And that's exactly what God felt was necessary. God gave the world a chance. Unfortunately, they did not take advantage of that chance. In the end, the world did need to be renewed. And through Noah, the world was renewed and generations went forward from there. Those are some spiritual insights from this week's Torah portion. All the best, my friends, and be well.